That's all I know about it. धेरै दिनपछि आमा त्यस्तै अब यति बेला त देख्दैन
तिनीहरूले लास बोकेर लान्यो भने म चाहिँ काज किनेर लगाउन सक्दिनँ
कति नगर यी पिचासहरूले बुझ्ने भनेको यही बन्दुकको भाषामा चाहिँ
Hello and namaste. Welcome to our channel, New Creation Production. It's been a long time we haven't uploaded any videos. I'm sorry about that. One thing, when we're delaying on uploading videos, please don't feel that we stop making videos for our channel. I promise I will never make you feel bad about your love, share, subscribe, support to me, to us, to this channel, to growing up. Anyways, let me talk about today's videos. Today's video is review on Nepali movie White Sun. One of my American friends, he wants to watch Nepali movie, and I decided to show White Sun because I really love this movie. The making, story, acting, all good. I love it. Now I saw same movie to LA, Andrew, and Andrew's wife, Miss Mary. Now I decided to record their review, their first experience about Nepali movie, about White Sun. Let's see their review.
My name is Mari, and I'm from the United States, from Tennessee. And the movie, White Sun, what did I think of it? I've seen foreign films, but I haven't seen too many of them. But I was super fascinated by like Nepal. I literally got on the internet and started looking up stuff. Trying to learn about the culture, learn about the Maoists. Like I had no clue about that. I like the cinematography. I thought it was filmed very well. I actually like the long shots. I think in America there's so much quick editing and like you go from clip to clip to clip, and I like that they didn't do that in this movie. I think the message was pretty powerful. You have a lot of older traditions that creates a lot of division, but it's the young and the innocent that actually can bring a shift in a community where there's hostility. So it was sweet. Yeah, I liked it. I liked the innocence part of it. And I love the little boy whose parents were killed by a Maoist, but it was a Maoist that actually asked for the boy's forgiveness and let him get out his anger and his grief. I thought that was a really powerful scene. So that's probably my favorite scene, actually. It was good. Now I want to go to Nepal. Yeah.
That's good. I'm Andrew. I'm Mari's husband. I'm also from the United States, from Tennessee, from Nashville. We watched White Sun. And I agree with Mari as far as the cinematography goes. I love the long shots. I think it played on to the message of the movie in that it was shot and done very simply. They didn't want to add any kind of score or music or close angles and weird angles and things like that to take away from the message. You know, the message had to be experienced from the beginning to the end. You know, it wasn't just one scene was the message. It was a build-up all the way to the end. And that ending being that the children picked up the responsibility from what the old generation left off. And that's typically seems to be what the problem is that the old generations have all these issues and they pass them on to their children. And it makes it complicated. And the old generation wants to keep their traditions, they want to keep their rituals, but it actually doesn't benefit the next generation. It becomes a more of a burden to them in the future. You know, it would have been wiser for the main character Chandra to ask the children, would you help me carry this body to the river? Instead, he went all the way around town and across the villages and asked all these people, and then there was this big blub of a war, and you know, he simply could have just turned to the people next to him and asked if they could help, as much as the older generation could have picked up the body themselves and taken it down to the river, rather than depending on everyone else to take on their burden. So I think the cinematography played perfectly well into, I think, the message of the movie. And it could be a good message to all of us, not just maybe the history of Nepal or to Nepali people, but to a lot of people. How do we value our next generation, and that are we creating more issues for them by not settling our own disputes, right? We become lazy and pass off our issues to them rather than dealing with it right then. You know, I don't know. It's an all-provoking message. It's very insightful. There's a proverb in the Bible in chapter 26 that says, "Don't even speak to a fool, because he'll despise your understanding." You know, so foolish people are people that are closed off. They have a wall around their mind. And you speaking wisdom to them is like throwing a ball against a wall, right? It won't make an impact. It'll just come back to you. And sometimes I think that traditions and rituals and religion and a lot of these other things become a wall, a barrier around people, and they don't allow new ideas to come in, and therefore they become fools. And wisdom has no bounds to a fool. So maybe it's not worth fighting against these people. Rather, how about we look past traditions, look past the rituals, look past religion in general, and get to the heart of what is truly important, just like these children at the end. In the end, what was truly important is that this man's body be taken care of. Let us not overcomplicate a very simple thing in the end.
Great. Thank you. Hello, I'm Eli. I'm from the United States as well. I thought the movie White Sun, which we just watched, was a good movie. It was one of the first times that I had seen that side of South Asian culture. I've seen some of the Bollywood movies, but those primarily see the city life. And so this was great to see kind of the other side, which is more of the country villages, which is a large portion of the population. It's very, very different. It was like Mari had mentioned. It was very, very good to see what life is like in that part of the world, and even that the road was really just kind of a beaten trail that they had to carry this body down. And I think the comments that these two have said about the way the cinematography is also rings true. It's very simple, which, like Andrew said, ties into what the message is. It's like we don't need all of these complicated rituals. We can stay very simple to get a point across and to get what needs to be done. And so I think that was clever on the part of the directors. I also thought the scenery of the mountains was beautiful. Enjoyed seeing that. I was thinking about what my favorite scene was, and definitely it was the moment when the Maoist, he the child whose parents had been killed by the Maoists, he was angry because he heard that Changra, that he was a Maoist. He was so angry, even though Changra did nothing wrong in this place. But instead of responding in anger, Changra accepted him and allowed him to even continue punching. He knows that he's upset and needs to release this pain that has been inside of him from the loss of his family. And so I think that was a powerful moment to be able to accept that anger and to respond with grace in that moment. And so that was certainly my favorite part. And so I think it does have a very powerful message about the role of tradition and progress in society, and how things like that shouldn't be the biggest thing, can tear families apart, can tear relationships and communities apart, which ought not to happen. And so let us lay aside the things that we hold on to so tightly without really thinking why. Let's think why. Why are we doing this? Is this the best way to do this? And so that is a great insight from the movie. Great movie overall. So thank you for showing it to us.
Welcome back. What do you think about the review of my friends to the White Sound? And if you guys want to watch this movie, it's on Amazon Prime. Let's watch it. And use give your love support to our channel. Thank you. See you again.